Hey everybody, it's 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. That means it's time for another live stream featuring the shower door professionals. And if you're on the Facebook page, sorry, the stream is not working. The app is down for Facebook. So you can't hear this. You can't click on the link to come into the chat. You have to just already have the link and be here anyway. So, or I guess there's still the link that I posted on the page. So yeah. If you're
That's
here,
how I got on, because of your link.
Yeah. Awesome, and it worked, right?
Yeah.
Good, because the past few weeks I've been having people it hasn't been working. It's been asking them for a password, and what I did was I set up the meeting as a recurring. I got lazy, because I didn't want to have to do all that clicking with my mouse, that's exhausting. So I set it up so it just automatically recur, and it kind of broke or something, and people weren't being able to get in. It was asking for a password and stuff. So anyway, I went back to the old school way of just posting it every week, and I guess it's not that much extra. I did that. Everything worked. All is well. Doing better than the guys at Facebook, that's for sure. So anyway, hey, we had a great meeting. We've been meeting. I don't know what to really call it. I think it's kind of like the steering committee for the co-op. What do you think, Christina? Do you like that?
Yeah, I like the steering committee. We're steering the ship.
Yeah, we're kind of steering the ship. We're trying to figure out what it's going to be. It looks like it's going to be a co-op. And it looks like we're going to end up with, a board of directors and membership and all this stuff. This is happening. I mean, this is going forward. And I have to say that Brad and Christina are doing just phenomenal work on this. I'm just so impressed whenever we sit down together to talk. Just, I feel like I'm just out of my league. It's like there's all these really super professional, smart people. And there's me, this kind of meathead glazer guy. I know how to turn a wrench, basically, but they're making it happen, and I'm there nodding my head going, yeah, let's do that. That sounds good. So I understand most of the words they say. I couldn't spell them.
Yeah.
But anyway,
well, Christina's doing most of it. I'm just putting my 2 cents in. So
it's a lot of fun, and there's a lot of potential. It's incredibly motivating, and I think this past meeting we just had was a great refresher of what the original intent of the cooperative is. We put everything down on paper. It's kind of a cooperative ownership model for the steering committee. So that's kind of what we did to get everything on paper, and that will be the structure that we start building bylaws around. And none of this by any means is set in stone. So I'm going to be posting this model, this cooperative ownership model, to the Facebook page, I believe. I think that's fine. There's nothing on there crazy. And everything's transparent. Everything is movable, shakeable, fixable if somebody doesn't like it, or if there's a really good argument against something that we didn't think about. And we will be meeting with a CPA and an attorney who both have experience with cooperatives and specialize in cooperatives for a little bit of direction. And they will meet pro bono for some things. And then once we actually start writing bylaws, we'll need to actually purchase their time and pay them for their expertise. So we'll be doing that. So there is some money involved. We're tracking expenses so that membership dues could reimburse those expenses and any ongoing costs, but everything will be kept really low and minimal, I believe, for the most part. And then as we start marketing and each seeing returns and referrals and things like that, then, we can really hit the ground running with marketing and education and partnerships and whatever else we want to do. So just trying to get it all set up.
Well, it looks good so far. And, you know, with these sorts of things, a lot of times the average person is really not interested in all the little details. Just, you know, hey, as long as things are moving forward, you know, it's like, good job. And then some people are more interested in the details. And so there's something for everyone. You know, if you are just like, want kind of the snippet of like what's going on, we can offer that. And if you want to kind of delve into the details of the paperwork sort of stuff, it's open for you to see. And if you want to be involved more, just let us know, you know. So there's room for everybody. But thanks so much for all that you're doing. I think it's pretty exciting. So
Thanks,
there's
Chris.
that. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you. Yeah, so I don't know about you guys. How's your week going? You know, it's been weird over here. There seems to be like kind of weird energy going on. Things are kind of clashing. I'm having trouble getting things to like line up somehow this week. I think maybe a lot of people have already kind of checked out for the holiday. Oh, and I think that there's this principle, right? So kind of a philosophical thing of like, you never really get time off. You know, it's like you start gearing to, you know, for a couple of days off and you have to do some extra work, you know, before you get your days off. And then when you get back, you know, there's work that's piled up. So it's kind of like, you know, the universe stopping you from really getting any real rest. So I think there's some of that going on. But I was talking to my rep, one of my reps from a supplier, and I was like, hey, how you doing? You know, he's like, oh, I'll tell you the truth, man. It's been kind of a rough week, you know, at work. It's like everybody wants everything, and everything's slowing down, and people are making mistakes. And that's been my experience. It's probably just me, though. Probably the rest of you, everything's just going 100%.
I had a similar week last week, and it carried over into Monday this week. Yeah, it was like everything I looked at just went sideways.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole week too. It was like, what? I can't get ahead of it. I couldn't get ahead of it. It was crazy. It's crazy. Mistakes from fabricators, and you know, wrong orders, and the sticker on my glass is supposed to be on someone else's glass. I got his glass, he's got mine. We got to juggle. Oh, it was crazy. A lot of that.
Yep, I can feel it. Yeah, and it's just like, and it seems like you get on this one job, right? And it keeps it's like a snowball thing. It's like something goes wrong, you know, oh, okay, well, this is wrong, you know, fix it. And then the fix is wrong, and then you fix it again, and the second fix is wrong, you know, and it's like, oh, man. Yeah, so I got one of those going right now. Really, really nice customer, really nice lady, and really cool contractor that we're working with. Fortunately, they're very, very understanding and very forgiving. Just my supplier just can't get this order right, and just and it's super expensive. It's like this digital print glass, super expensive, and it's like they said I would have it by like the beginning of the month, and now it's like it's showing up on like yesterday, the 19th, and then it was wrong.
Oh man.
So we go there, you know, we're going to put it in anyway, you know, because, you know, it's not like it's a problem. The door had a latch on it, which I don't think I've ever done before with a shower door, but they wanted a latch. It's actually to wet room sort of a thing. So they wanted to be able to lock like the bathroom door, basically. So FAC makes a really cool little latch. It takes a cutout, like kind of like a Geneva hinge cutout, and put right by the handle. And so they sent me all the hardware. They sent me the latch, but they didn't make the cutout door. So this glass was like a month late, showed up wrong. So, but that wasn't something that would stop us from putting it in. And at this point, I feel so bad about it. I told the customer, well, we'll come out and we'll install the glass, and then we'll come back and switch out the door when it's right, because I didn't want her to have to go another, God only knows how long it's going to take them to remake the door. I mean, it's this, you know,
What size is it, Chris?
the door, or
Well, everything that's wrong.
no, it's small.
Small.
It's small. It's like it's 1/2-inch glass.
Yeah.
It's, you know, a 28-inch door that's like 84 inches tall or something.
Okay.
And little side lights, even smaller than the door.
So the mistake wasn't the printing, it was the fab work.
Yes.
Printing looked good?
Printing's awesome. And what we did was we had it kind of a faux sandblast. So it's just solid, I guess, white. The customer just really is anal. They wanted it perfectly uniform. They got a lot of money and they want what they want. And fortunately, they're nice people, but they wanted something that was just perfectly uniform. And I said, well, this is the solution. It's expensive, but you'll get what you're looking for with this. And I mean, they delivered the printing. It looks awesome. It looks just like sandblasting, only it's like perfectly smooth and perfectly uniform.
Nice.
So I'm
No
stoked
fingerprints.
Yeah, yeah, right, exactly, all that. So it's ideal. I mean, it costs more, of course, but I would do it again if I didn't have to use the same vendor to do it.
Hey,
That's
Chris.
funny. That's what mine was. Mine was a digitally printed. They wanted a privacy band from 26 inches down and sandblasted from there down. And they made it, my supplier made it, and they gave me a gradient fade. So when it got to the shop, I was like, well, this isn't what I ordered. You know, it's supposed to be a solid band, solid from, you know, yay high down, and it was a fade. I mean, I had the customer come in and take a look at it, and I said, listen, if you'll accept it, you know, I have it here now. We can put it in tomorrow, and you know, I'll knock some money off. But she wanted that solid privacy. So yeah, it was like, you know, and it showed correct on the quote, and then they just they made it wrong.
Yeah.
Brian, let me ask you about that. When you order it, do they have a form for you to check off what you want, or do you have to handwrite or type in that you want a solid band in specific spots?
So on this particular order, I don't know if they have a form that I could manually fill out. I took my glass order sheets from the design program, and then I just hand drew the line with the dimensions and the description.
Okay, so on the description, you wrote solid band. You didn't write gradient or fade or anything like that.
Yeah, solid, whatever I wrote, frosting or sandblasted from here down, 26 inches down.
So I've got to wonder how that could possibly have been interpreted differently from what you wrote.
I don't know. I don't know. That's a great question. One that I've asked.
Yeah.
I have no answer. They had no answer. Yeah, I mean, I talked to the guy in charge of the whole operation in the back, and he had no he was like, yeah, I don't know what happened. And I'm like, all right, well, me neither, you know. I mean, they were good about it, you know, they remade it pretty quick and got it to me right away, but
So
yeah, I don't know where the miscommunication came in.
So it's telling me that they don't do it that often, so they don't have a QC department set up after it's done to double check it to your order.
That would make sense.
Should have inspected it, right? Every operation should have an inspection before it goes to the next operation.
Right. And seeing a gradient fade, you know, as the product without it being typed or written anywhere should have been a red flag. Sure.
Of course. Yeah. Who's your particular supplier for that?
Eastern Glass.
GGI.
GGI. And they're usually good at it. I mean, gee, they were one of the ones that started printing on glass.
Yeah. Yeah.
You would think they would have that down to a science by now.
And I wonder too, I wonder if it could be partially because of like, is there some kind of mad rush? Because all my suppliers close the week after Christmas, in between Christmas
Really?
and New Year's. Yeah,
Really?
they all shut down. So I wonder if there's just this influx of orders coming in for them, you know, people trying to get, I mean, I've been trying to get my customers to, you know, if you want to order, you know, let's order it now so it's in the system before they close. So I wonder if that is part of it too, where they're just getting kind of bombarded with orders and maybe they got a little frazzled. I don't know, a little kind of mixed up. I don't know.
You know, it brings back the topic of what we've talked about in the past, how you have to have a system set up. Even as a small glass shop, you should have consistent systems set up. And it's telling me that they don't, because if you have a consistent system, when you do get and you scale and you grow and you get more orders, as long as you're following that system, it shouldn't get fouled up. You're doing it the same way all the time. You know, and that's why you do it, so that you can handle a bigger volume and grow and just follow your system. So it's telling me maybe they have new help and they haven't managed or taught that person, and obviously no inspection or management or supervision over that person or department.
Sounds like somebody maybe they keyed it in wrong or something, and whoever was doing the actual printing didn't check anything beyond what was entered as an order, you know. It's kind of what it sounds like, but
yeah, some companies will take your order and put it all into the computer system, so the person on the floor is not seeing what you sent. They're seeing what the order entry person's put in. So if they make a mistake in order entry, the guy on the floor doesn't even see it. And that's a problem.
Right.
Yeah, I'm glad we're talking about it, because I actually am going through one right now that it's funny. I placed the order actually through HMI, same setup as Brian's, with that solid stripe going. And literally, so the customer placed the order gave me the deposit that Monday, and then we get the notice Tuesday that everything's shutting down on the West Coast. And so I was sitting there scrambling and trying to find somebody. Now, Chris, your order was yours through GlassFab by any chance?
Yes, it was.
Okay, yeah, because that's the one I found, and I just finally got confirmation from them that they can do it. So I'm gonna take some notes definitely from what Brian was going through and make sure I, notate everything and make sure everything's right, because this is our first digital print order that we've done, and so I'm anxious to see it. It is expensive for sure.
Yeah, it used to be that you could go 2 or 3 places. I mean, for me, in my experience, I'd go 2 or 3 places to get something sandwiched. And now nobody wants to do it anymore. I'm lucky because I've got Heather Glass, like right in my neighborhood. She's one of the top sandblasting artists there is. And she's in Santa Cruz. I think she's still doing work. Do you know, Tim?
Over there in SoCal?
Yeah, she's still.
As far as I know.
Yeah, I mean, you want to talk about expensive? That's expensive, but it's like top-notch stuff. But just to get something solid, sandblasted, like a privacy stripe or something like that, it's almost impossible to get it now. So this digital print thing is really cool. It's a great product, but it seems like they still have some bugs to work out. It shouldn't take. I don't see why it should take like weeks and weeks and weeks to print something digitally. I've seen the equipment at the shows. You put glass up there, especially when it's something that's just a solid color.
Yeah, HMI, I know they were going to take a while just because their facility was out of like Louisville. And so I was, kind of at the mercy of them. But the customer, similar to yours, got the money, willing to pay because they want that particular type of glass. They don't like the fingerprints. They're thinking, long term, super low maintenance and don't want any issues. And so, like I said, I'm anxious to see. And I talked to GlassFab yesterday, and they were saying, yeah, it's probably about a 2-week turnaround versus 6 to 10 weeks from HMI, and then minus $1,500 in freight.
Let me
them.
tell you what my experience was. It was more like 10 weeks.
Oh,
Wow.
really?
Wow.
And they're out of Livermore, aren't they? Or Tracy?
Tracy.
Yeah, I think Tracy. Yeah. I mean, it
Wow.
was, and it was. They said they were going to deliver it, then they were going to deliver it the next week. Then it was like the next day, the next day, the next day, the next day. And so it's like I was explaining to my rep, okay, it's one thing that is not coming on my customers' menu, but it's another thing that I'm saving tomorrow because you're saying it's coming today. And this thing's kind of an emergency situation now because it's so late. And I've told her so many times.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So now I'm holding the schedule open tomorrow in case it shows up today. So now if it doesn't show up, what am I supposed to do? Go through all of my customers and say, hey, can I come over tomorrow and install? And that's how I've been living my life for like a couple of weeks. And that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've been managing to pull it off. And I've been able, I've got a crew now that's like, I got to keep them busy. And I've been managing to do that. But it's stressful.
What time did they deliver to you, Chris?
They finally got it to me at 4:00 yesterday.
Yeah.
And I had just told her, yeah, we'll be there tomorrow. That sort of a thing. And so yeah, they got it to me at the very end of the day. Didn't even bother, didn't even have time to really check it. It's like, what's the point? Might as well just take it over there. Whether it's good or not, I'm just show up with it at this point because either that or send the guys home because I had nowhere else to send them. So, yeah, that's a tough way to live your life right there.
Yeah, that's what I'm nervous about. Luckily, I mean, I've already kind of forewarned the customer that it could take a while for this to come in just because it's custom ordered, but yeah, I was sweating it a little bit because I was looking all over. I didn't even realize that GlassFab did it, and so I'm glad it did. Because HMI, at least for us, has been garbage too. So I mean, as far as reliability, and it's just they've never worked out for us. Then I found out that US is picking them up, and that's a whole nother story. We had issues with Sid.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a joke with those guys. So
yeah, and the other thing about like GlassFab, I think I don't order enough glass from them to matter to them. So like Tim, like we started out talking, Tim was asking me, oh, did you get a gift from GlassFab? Christmas gift? I was like, no. I said, oh, I did. Mm-hmm. So, but Tim orders a lot of stuff from GlassFab. So that's a thing too, and not all vendors are like that. Some vendors treat me like I'm the star of the show, even though I'm a small guy. But some don't, So that's another thing about it too. If you're not ordering the bulk of your materials from that supplier, you may not get the fast turnaround or the Christmas gift or whatever.
Yeah, that's kind of how we had it. I mean, Oldcastle. I mean, we've gone through ebbs and flows with them, but they've been our main supplier over here, and they finally have gotten it together, at least for us. But yeah, GlassFab, it's kind of hit and miss. I mean, they do deliver every day for us, but it's just they're not as consistent as we would like over here. So it's just I just get basically my mirrors and normal flat glass from them.
Hey, Chris, if you need sandblasting done, Original Glass up in San Jose does it.
Original Glass. So can I order it fabricated and sandblasted from them?
They'll fabricate it, and I think they send it out, get it sandblasted and tempered.
Original Glass?
Yeah. Mark.
Right. Awesome. Thanks for the tip.
Yeah.
That's good to know. Yeah, I've got one sandblaster in Fresno, but we have to basically order and deliver to her place and then pick up. So she only does the sandblasting.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing with Heather Glass is to have her do sandblasting, I have to deliver the glass there and then pick it up. And there's just so many opportunities for something to go wrong. You drop off a piece of glass that's worth $200, you pick it up and it's worth 2,000.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And man, you know, I don't want to mess that up.
Yeah, I just had him do a closet door for me here last month.
Oh yeah? Original?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna hit them up.
So, silly question regarding the sandblasting. I'm working a code right now for a customer for an office, and they want the privacy stripe sandblasted. Should I be mounting the sandblast facing towards inside or towards outside, or it doesn't matter?
Question.
Outside.
Outside. All right, thank you.
Yeah.
For a shower door, yes.
Well,
No, this situation is for an office.
yeah.
It probably doesn't matter then.
Yeah, if it's not gonna get wet, huh? Hey,
Where there's less fingers.
Yeah, you wanted away from
Yeah,
traffic.
good
Mhm.
point.
The
Good point.
sandblasting is just for people who haven't experienced it. Every time I've done sandblasted product, I've always had some imperfections. It's almost like it didn't get sandblasted perfectly,
Mhm.
and or there's also fingerprints, you know. And I always have it coated with either EndureShield or Clear Shield or something, you know, from the people who sandblast, so
Mhm.
that it helps prevent that,
Okay,
you know.
got it.
But the problem is that it still can get fingerprints. So
Mhm.
the digital print, if you have any sources for that, is the best thing you can do.
Mhm.
I almost I sell against the sandblasted and really try to steer towards digital print. And it's pretty cool stuff, you know. Part of the cost is not the cost from the people doing the digital print. Part of it is how much communication you're going to spend on the phone with your contact to make sure everything is right. And you want to check over any documents they send you with a fine tooth comb. We have had situations where, you know, we send them a DXF file or a file, and they have to put it in by hand, so there's room for error.
Mhm.
Okay, and we find errors all the time. And I think one of the errors we had was actually our own in the Smart Builder program, where if you design something with a header system and then you design it, take that header out, the computer doesn't change the deduction automatically
Mhm.
for the height of the door.
Mhm.
Okay, it's a little glitchy thing about Smart Builder, and we've had that bite us before.
Yikes.
Mm. Got it. Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Fred.
Actually, this gets into one other glitchy thing. Has anybody installed an Essence series slider? It's the bottom roller with the square style hardware.
Yes.
Did you use Showers Online or Smart Builder to do your designs?
Yes. Showers Online.
Did it come out with round cutouts or square cutouts
They're
on the
always
bottom of
round.
the door?
They're always round.
Why?
Whether they're because that's the way because that's what the cutout fits. It doesn't matter whether the hardware is square or round. The
It
cutout.
did for us. Whew.
Well, I think it's probably because we're using the FHC version of the Essence
The
slider,
FHC,
and so it's not the same.
It is not the same. I mean, a lot of other things are like what if you're using like a single barn door or a double barn door, those are exactly the same as CRL, but the essence is not. Whatever they call it, their version. It's definitely different. I haven't tried it yet, but I think it's a superior product to the Essence. And I like the Essence. I've installed a lot of those. It's a cool concept. And the people who get it love it. Not everybody really gets it, but it's a cool idea.
You know, the thing about the Essence is you have so many holes you have to drill in the curb.
Yeah, you do now. It didn't used to be that way. It used to be just like you taped it down with VHB.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but that didn't work out very well.
Huh.
Well, I
Because-
appreciate your insight into that, Chris, because I made an error. I made a boo-boo. So thanks for letting me know that.
No problem. Yeah, I've installed quite a few of those. In fact, I've got one on my roster right now. Yeah, I like them. They're easy to install. They're pretty easy. They're pretty forgiving as long as your curb is level. There's really nothing else to think about. I mean, it's almost like doing a bypass. You know, they're sweet.
How much
forgiveness-
adjustments do those offer in the rollers? How much adjustment is in those?
Quite a bit, but the same
Yeah.
as like a barn door, probably. Yeah.
Sorry, Brian.
But you know, I'll adjust them like all the way up. The one bad thing about, and this is what I thought you were going to say, Christina. The one bad thing about the Essence is I'll set the wheels all the way up, so I've got the maximum clearance for the little guide at the top, and the little covers, the anti-lift cover things that go on. They have a slot in them for the screws, so you can adjust them up and down because they hook under the threshold to keep it from being able to lift. And that little slotted hole is never long enough to allow the plate to come down. If you've got the wheels all the way up, the slot isn't long enough to allow the plate to come all the way down under that lip without it dragging. So I always have to drill out those little slots and elongate them a little bit so that I can drop my plate as far as I need to. I hate that part. But that's the one real, like, kind of my one peeve about that system.
That is really good to know. And I believe you're correct about the FHC product because we spoke with Danny Donahue at Link during Glass Build about that. So I can't remember now exactly all the things he said, but I think the channel profile on the bottom is different and better for leaks, like less leaks.
Yeah, and it's better engineered for the whole anti-lift thing. That's really the key to it, right? Whenever you got a piece of glass rolling on something, it's keeping it down on the track, keeping someone from lifting it out, falling out. And I think they've solved that. They're really innovative over there, FHC. I think those guys are. I think they're pretty cool.
Now, do you know, with all the screws that are drilled in the bottom, do you feel that as you're sliding the door? No?
No, because they're recessed enough to where you need to tighten them down. If you don't tighten them down enough, it will. You will feel them. But if they're seated properly, they're low enough to where the wheel will roll right over them.
Okay. All right.
That Essence kit, it's 1/2-inch panels, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought. I think we've done 2 of those it was like right when they came out. And they were pretty cool. And then we just kind of got away from them and just did more of the barn door sliders. But
well, I mean, it's a good solution for certain situations, and people are like, oh, how do I get away from having any? And that's it. That's the only way you can have a sliding door without a header. I haven't seen anything else. But oh yeah, but I don't want that thing on the floor. See, that's the thing. So it's like, well, you gotta have one or the other.
that was always the thing.
Well,
threshold on the bottom.
Well,
and Chris, what do you do about, like, it can't be reversed, right? like the Essence, the bottom brackets are so obnoxious on the inside, like it can't be reversed, right?
Like to put it on the outside instead of the inside, you mean?
Yes. Yeah.
No, it cannot. And I had this conversation with a customer. I think it was an engineer or something. Yeah, those guys. And I had to go over it and over it with them a whole bunch of times. And the reason you can't is because of that plate I was talking about. That lip is on the inside. Well, why can't you just flip it around? Well, because then the water will weep out into the bathroom instead of into the shower. So it's designed to allow the water to weep back in, and the inside has that little lip that the plate has to hook under to stop it from lifting. So the door has to be on the inside. No way around it.
What's the widest span you can do with one of those?
Let me see. I think it's like 65, if I remember right. Hey, I think I just saw Greg Stoll come in. I haven't seen him in a while. What's up, Greg? Yeah, I think it's 65 inches. I think I had to cheat on one because it was like 65 and 5/8. So I had to like trick Showers Online into doing it somehow. That's right. What else? Come on. Ask me another one.
You're doing great, Chris.
This is fun. Everybody in the holiday spirit out there? I mean, everybody on this call.
It's so busy, you don't have time to really concentrate on shopping or anything, you know?
Now you know how Santa feels.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you guys doing for your guys?
What are you doing for your guys? Well, Chance was like texting me. Oh, I need to text him back too. I'm glad I just thought of this. He was like, I don't want to take all the guys out for dinner, so see if they're into that. So yeah, Chance is buying us dinner. I'm gonna tell him right now. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. Order the caviar.
That's what I'm talking about. I like lobster. What about you guys? What are y'all doing for y'all peoples?
I got the prize from Employee of the Month.
What's that?
I got the prize for the Employee of the Month.
Employee of the Month. Nice. You got it?
Yeah. I'm a one-man show.
Man.
I'm a one-man show, man. That's why.
Are you buying yourself dinner for Christmas, or are you gonna have a party? Put on a
probably
cookie or something?
Yeah. I'm doing something like that.
Awesome.
I'll probably take my helper out to dinner and maybe give him a little bonus. I don't know.
Little bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I give all my guys a week's bonus, and then I got a hotel with an indoor pool and 7 rooms for all my employees, and rented a room and had catered food. And then everybody gets to go back to their hotel room, and the kids get to play in an indoor pool, which is nice in Montana this time of year.
Yeah,
Nice.
Very cool.
Awesome.
That is nice.
Yeah, well, you got to appreciate your employees. They make it happen.
Absolutely. Yep.
We made a deal with our employees this year. We normally work 4/10s Monday through Thursday. If they work Friday, we would give them the entire week off between Christmas and New Year's. So we're closed. So it gave them 3 extra paid days. So we close this Friday at 5 o'clock, and then we don't open again until the 2nd.
Wow.
Nice.
Man, I'm coming to work for you.
No kidding, right?
We're always hiring good people. Always hiring good people.
That's right. Yep. Take care
Yeah,
of
we're,
them.
we're doing a couple 4-day weekends, so we're gonna work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week, and then have another 4-day and just come back. I think what was it, the second, whatever that Wednesday is, and then we're gonna do dinner and some bonuses and all that stuff on this upcoming Friday for the holiday.
Nice.
That is nice.
Yep.
You find we try to give the bonuses out a little earlier if we can, because we don't want to give them out too late, because I assume they're going to spend them for Christmas gifts. Is everybody giving them out this Friday, or have they already given them out?
I've already given mine out. I did it on the first weekend so they could do shopping for their families or, you know, whatever they want to do.
Nice.
Ours hit the bank this morning. They
Nice.
got direct deposit, so they got it today.
Yeah, you know, the employees don't want to wait for that last second, you know. They just don't know if they're going to get something or not, you know, unless, you know, it's something you do annually. So that's why I give them like the first weekend in December, I shoot them out the fall after payday the next Monday, so that they have some time, like I said, to go shopping. So but I guess if you waited, they'd be more enthusiastic about the week before Christmas.
Yeah. The thing is, if you give it to them too early, they're still going to wait, and they're still going to shop the weekend before Christmas. Doesn't really matter. I found that from experience.
Yeah, all men do. Last minute shopping, of course. Yep.
That's tomorrow for me. I'm gonna not do anything and try to shop. I've got to see.
Yeah.
Is anybody?
Whenever people start talking about holiday bonuses, I can't help think about like Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
Christmas Vacation movie, man. Oh, dude, that is.
They're all getting enrolled in the Belly of the Month Club.
Oh, wouldn't that be great?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
we should have like caulking of the month club or something like that. Different tube of caulking or razor blades or something like that, you know.
I can't remember who sent me somebody sent me a tube of caulking. They're like, here, Chris, there's a year's supply of silicone for you.
Oh yeah, you never
who
used
that
That's
was.
right. 1 tube. That's good.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, you know, if you've got people who are expecting or counting on a bonus, you know, it's like you definitely don't want to wait till the last minute to dole it out, you know. People just don't need that kind of stress.
Mm-hmm.
We also like to do a big raffle. We do like, 85-inch TVs, a few of those, a few like 75s, and all electronics, and a bunch of like gift cards. So they get pretty excited about that.
That's good.
Nice.
It's really good.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah, they're like super pumped. Like, like I think starting like September, they start talking about, who's gonna get the biggest TV and who's gonna get like the Apple products and gift cards and you name it. I think we were thinking, maybe in the near future we can even like raffle a car for our oldest employees.
Wow.
Careful.
Cool.
Christina was going to come to work. Clinton Glass looks like she's headed to CU Elabin.
You got it, Greg.
Well,
Looks like I'm going to have to get a 100-inch TV. This is getting tough.
What do you
Well,
what do you
something
say?
that sorry, Bill, I was gonna say sorry. Something that we do is we try to use as much as possible our credit cards, and we pay them off right away. But with all those points that you accumulate throughout the year, you end up with a big chunk of money. So we just give that pretty much all out at the end of the year, and it's kind of like a win-win situation for everyone.
Nice.
good thinking. Like, yeah, work those points. Work them. Oh.
Yeah, Eliba, you remember the guy I called you about, the strategic metals or strategic
Yes.
material? Did you read the story? They filed bankruptcy.
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah,
What was
yeah.
that?
Greg, do you get paid for your scrap glass?
Oh, we do. It goes right back to the float plant.
To the float plant?
Mm-hmm.
Seriously? Wow.
Mhm.
That's interesting. So Elibon and I had a company that provided the dumpsters. So all of our cutoffs go in there and then they would
Right.
pay for it. But this one company, we were paying them. They said, well, we'll pay for the glass, but you have to pay for the transportation. Another company, Keith met at the glass show. They said, oh my God, no, guys are getting, $30 a ton. Go, really? So anyhow, we canceled the thing and they gave me a really hard time. So I called Elibon. I said, who do you use? And he was using the same company. Saying, okay, we can really strong arm these guys because they should be paying much more than they were. And then just about 2 weeks ago, I read that they filed bankruptcy. So there's that's a good reason why they're not paying.
Interesting. No, the float plant that shipped directly to us for the glass, they come and pick up the glass and they pay us a little bit, not much, almost nothing, but we don't have to throw it away, which is the whole point.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that was our whole point too. We said,
Yeah.
okay, sure, you're going to give us the dumpsters, you're going to pick it up. But then we're starting to find that it's a profit center. They really want that glass.
Right. Yep.
Hey, Bill and Greg, and also I forgot to call you guys, but we had a little bit of an issue with our MAPI oven, which you guys need to be aware of.
Yeah.
So there is this how you call it? It's like there's a part that has the I just forgot the part. I apologize. But anyway, there is, I think MAPI needs to recall this part because it's the what is moving the, not the motor, but the I think it's called the spur, where it moves the chain out of the
sprocket.
The sprocket. There you go. Thank you. That actually became unwelded, and thankfully
Oh, wow.
the glass didn't go through the heating chamber. Otherwise, it was gonna be a big melting of the glass inside the chamber. So you guys need to check your ovens, because now that we order a new part, now it is reinforced, but the older part is not like that. So one of these days yours may be having some issues.
We already had it. We had
you
that.
had that issue?
I had that, and then I had the belt that goes around that sprocket stretched out.
Yeah.
So it was giving bad timing.
Yep. Elabin, if you can take a picture and send it to me, that'd be great.
Yeah, I if I'm not mistaken, Bill, you got the oven first, and then we got it we were the install right after yours. So if yours happened before, then it makes sense.
Yeah.
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 My guess, we're not using it as heavy as you guys are, so we haven't run into it yet.
Yeah, we never had that problem on the smaller one, Greg. It's only on the bigger oven.
Okay. Thanks for the heads up.
And it has to do with the amount of weight that it's pulling through all those rollers, right? So if we're putting 9 big panels at one time, especially a lot of half-inch glass, there's a lot of pressure on that.
Does this make everyone in the group want to fabricate pictures of
Yeah,
bunch of
I'm just
melting
thinking
in the oven?
talk about first world problems. I'm here complaining about my shower door. These guys
send it just in case, for future reference.
Hilarious. Yeah. Yep.
These are the late night things you deal with, man.
Yep, exactly right.
They say
you have no idea.
If everybody was sit in a circle and throw their problems in the middle, then everybody would be scrambling to get their own problem back again.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard that saying?
It's Festivus.
Yeah.
It's Festivus. That's right. Chris, you have no idea the amount of sleepless nights we had, or actually all-nighters, trying to figure out stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Why the glass is bumping into each other? Because the timing is off on the rollers. They're not going in synchronization. So when that sprocket slips, the glass just jumps together. So it's breaking while it's in the heat chamber. It's bad.
I can't imagine, because I lose sleep about thinking about a cutout, It's like,
Oh,
man,
yeah.
did I cut out that bull nose thing right? Wake up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Oh, did I do that bull nose right? It's like, that's stupid. I mean, go back to sleep, man.
Right.
But the old brain, it's hard to turn it off sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So we have these problems. You guys are worried about getting stuff from the suppliers. Fortunately, we are the supplier.
Right, exactly.
So if our installers are having a problem, it's back on us too. So now we have two problems. One with the customer and one making the glass.
Well, they call that cascading failure.
Yeah, it is. But when you fix it, that's a good thing. I mean, when things are going well, then you're way ahead of everybody, right?
We had some good luck at the show with hardware suppliers. We did a lot of shopping for hardware suppliers. We're not the Dobman size, obviously, but we're not the smaller shop we used to be. So we actually found some suppliers where we can actually import directly and not have to spend, $100,000 each order. And so we're going to be kicking that off in next month. So we're excited about that. That was a big find for us at the show. I don't know if anybody else had a good show finding suppliers or filling holes.
I know Keith found somebody good, but that was more with the architectural glass.
Sure.
It wasn't really a shower door application. I know the one he found was a guy that made handles, and it's good if you're doing saunas, because if you use your traditional, or not saunas, but steam showers, if you use traditional shower door handles, the heat goes right through it, and the outside of the handle gets very, very hot. So this guy had a wooden body of the handle inside of metal. What do you want to call them? Straps.
Core, basically.
Yeah, it's a wooden core, so the handle's actually wood.
Yeah,
and that was really nice.
Yeah, we looked at
Portals has that.
Yeah, so it just gave you an alternative to that.
Yeah,
especially on the architectural side, they want a bigger one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, you can get any size you want from Portals. I think they'll custom make the length because all they have to do is cut the wood to whatever.
Yeah, so if somebody wanted a different style than what they had.
Yeah, I see. Sure.
This guy would customize it.
Yeah, on the sauna side, we've actually gone to like Etsy and trying to find a wood handle that was like artsy craftsy that somebody had made.
Yeah, if you run into that, Greg, give Keith a call.
Okay, sure.
That was a problem solver for him. That was good.
Mm-hmm.
Say what?
Who is that?
Somebody's grandkids. We like them. Yeah, it sounds
Our
like
future Glazers.
Yeah, right.
Future Glazer.
I was just gonna say there's an opportunity there for for solving a handle heating issue.
Yes, actually, those voices sounded more like customers this week.
Yeah, right.
We want it before Christmas.
Yeah. Then it'll be New Year's, so you only got a week's layoff. You're closing down for the whole week, so you won't get the New Year rush either.
Yep. Does anybody else? Nobody else is closing for the week, huh?
Yeah.
No.
I'm considering it.
Yeah, we're going to see how it goes. I think it's going to be very, very popular. For some reason, I think, money's important, but time off seems to be, we do 410s and the 3-day weekends are extremely important to the guys,
Yeah. Yeah, we're kicking around the idea of that 410s. That's I actually mentioned to guys and they like the idea, so.
Yeah, we did it for COVID, and then like so many things in COVID, some things really stuck. They just if I went to the shop tomorrow and said we're going back to 5/8, I think I'd have a mutiny on my hands. So
it's funny, Greg. We were at 410s and we went back to 5/8.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It was funny. We did do it.
Too much wear and tear on the guys for 10 hours, or just
when you have those go backs or remakes and then the shop is closed, and now the customer's got to wait till 3 days, 4 days to get it, where we can usually turn it around. So, and we couldn't turn it around because the guys weren't there.
Gotcha.
So it's a problem. You did job on Thursday and they're off on Fridays. Now they're not getting it till Monday afternoon sometime.
Right. Yep.
And we couldn't deal with that. I was getting too many complaints.
Interesting. Yeah, our plan is to stagger. We don't do it on the estimating side. We don't do it on the retail showroom side, but we do it on install and fabrication. So,
Yeah.
And we are talking about staggering the shop floor for that reason. Some equipment that you want to keep running, and that we would run 410s, but we'd also run 410s Tuesday through Friday.
Yeah.
So they still get 3 continuous days. It would just be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
If you can do that consistently, then you can get a better maintenance program set up.
Yes.
Because you can have your maintenance guys work on the machines on those off
Correct.
days.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's huge to have no shop, or we'll have outside vendors come in to work on something, and
Yeah.
That's the day to come in, Friday.
Yeah. If they show up on time. Yes.
Is that how you guys maintain it? You have outside people that come in to work on your equipment?
Depends what the machine is, right? And it depends, like routine maintenance, oil changes, tuning, things like that, cleaning the polish machine, getting a grudge off. No, that gets done in-house.
Right.
But like if it's a CNC machine and you lose your orientation or your water jets, yeah, then we have the supplier do it.
Yeah. And we're finding a lot of software stuff is remote now. If there's a software issue with the machine, you got a couple of good sources that will gladly log in for a sum of money and poke around and fix your software for you. And then I'm not saying they would plant a bug and then it would show up again 3 months later. And
Greg, I heard about one over in the east coast of Florida where guy bought a Chinese furnace, didn't end up paying his bill, and they just shut him down. He just logged on remotely and made it inoperable.
Closed him down. Oh,
closed him down.
Oh God.
You don't really own anything, I guess.
Yeah.
No How joke. Can we do that for shower doors?
Hey, we made a change. We had somebody who stiffed us. We actually got the money through a lien. It's very rare, and I don't know what you guys do for final payment, but now we get pre-authorization to run the cards at time of install. So that way we're not asking for money again the second time.
Yeah.
We do that.
You got to do it, but you got to watch your compliance issues. You can't store the number.
Right.
You go through a third party and they give you like a token, what's called a token.
Okay.
So you use that number and they store the credit card number.
Okay.
That's a compliant issue. If you start writing down customers' credit cards and keeping them in your office and then run the balance after the job, you're not in compliance and you could get into some serious trouble.
Okay. I'll check with our financial side of things. Obviously we want to be in compliance, but we just got tired of having people, oh yeah, the shower's great. Oh yeah, I'll get your payment, and then all of a sudden you're spending incredible resources. We're not a bank. And so, getting authorization.
This is a good topic we could talk about again, on another meeting.
Yeah.
I know we're running out of time.
Yeah.
Receivable.
It's a great topic.
It's funny. I've got a story. I've got a bizarre story that's going on right now here with a check that I'd like to tell you guys about. That's weird. So we should bring up this topic again. But for now,
hey Chris, let's pick that up then next week.
Let's pick it up next week. We'll talk about that.
Although
storing credit card numbers, your bank can do that for you, and so you can just don't have to get permission to bill it second time. And my crazy check story, you're gonna love it. For everybody, it's about 6:30. We're out of time. But thanks for joining.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yep. Yeah. Good night, everyone. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Christmas, everyone.
Bye, y'all.
Ella Ben, send me a TV.
Hope you brought enough for everyone.